So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Hope you had a great Christmas yesterday. And today we're going to take a look at the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the latest and greatest from Apple, versus the 2018 iPhone XS Max, and see how much faster it actually got here on the latest iOS 15.2. Let's go ahead and begin with a boot up test in 3, 2, 1 and see which one can get there faster. Now, the iPhone 13 Pro Max does feature the Apple A15 Bionic chipset along with 6 GB of RAM, whereas the iPhone XS Max features the Apple A12 Bionic chipset with 4 GB of RAM. So it is a little bit older than, quite a bit older actually, than the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So you could see the iPhone 13 Pro Max did boot up a little bit faster. It's on some dim stuff right now. I'll brighten it up in a second, but the iPhone XS Max wasn't too far behind. All right, guys, and both of these do feature Face ID. So Apple's been using the same biometric security for a long time. However, I will say that the iPhone 11 Pro Max is a little bit better on weird angles versus the iPhone XS Max when it comes to its speed. So if we take a look here, you can see the iPhone XS Max sometimes from weird angles will miss. You see like that? There it goes. So on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, weird angles, still a little bit better. So definitely faster to unlock because you'll actually run into a time where you might miss on the iPhone XS Max. So it's a little bit more accurate and quicker on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, but only by a little bit. Overall, it's a pretty similar experience, though it's not something that's going to change your life in any discernible way, really. And I just quickly want to show you that they are both on the latest software, iOS 15.2, as of the recording of this speed test. All right, guys, so we've arrived at the app test. Let's see if there's any major difference between both of these. We'll begin with some basic apps like Clock. You can see nothing really to speak of there. Calculator. Nothing really to speak of there. We'll go into Instagram and you'll see that the iPhone, looked like the 13 Pro Max was a little bit in the lead, but not by anything substantial. So the iPhone XS Max still performing great. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like, I just got the XS Max, where I'm gonna keep mine at least until the 14. Let me know if you're that person. But you can definitely see the bigger screen on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I think the real difference that's really noticeable, the 13 Pro Max won that one, is going to be that ProMotion display. Honestly, the iPhone XS Max display looks a little bit laggy compared to this iPhone 13 Pro Max if you've actually seen what the ProMotion looks like. If you haven't seen it, you're not really going to care. You've seen weather a little bit delayed there for the iPhone XS Max. I don't know what's going on with that, but usually it's faster than that. We'll go into App Store. You can see a little bit quicker there for the iPhone 13 Pro Max. We'll go into Games, and you can see games good on both apps. Very good here for the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So yeah, the 13 Pro Max is faster. I mean, you would expect that, but you can see we're having a little bit of a delay there. On the iPhone XS Max, XS Max still performs great though. It has a good camera still. You know, it does a nice premium feel, nice display. Nothing cheap about it. I remember paying like $1,000 plus for the iPhone XS Max, so it never was a cheap phone, so you don't need to expect it to be some weak device just because it's getting older. We'll go to Profile right here, and you'll see the XS Max definitely a little bit behind there on Twitter. We'll go into eBay, and you could see iPhone 13 Pro Max. So just like a little bit of a millisecond quicker there on everything for the 13 Pro Max, it seems like, except for the basic apps. But yeah, 13 Pro Max again here with Best Buy. And this stuff adds up throughout the day. These little micro milliseconds, whatever, faster on the iPhone 13 Pro Max throughout the day, it does add up, and it seems like it's just blazing fast no matter what you do. However, I feel like every few years, the next iPhone is always faster than the last. So you don't really see it until a couple of years later. So for example, in a few years when we do the 13 Pro Max versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max, whatever is out then, you know, that phone's going to do the same thing that the 13 Pro Max is doing to the iPhone XS Max. So let's go over here to Crossy Road and let's see how it does here in this game. And you can see even in the game department, the iPhone 13 Pro Max a little bit quicker to load. But the thing about the iPhone XS Max is that nothing about it is like unusable. It's like totally usable. So if you want to wait till the next phone, you can. If you don't, I still think there's a lot of upgrades to be had here to the 13 Pro Max. If you want the squared body, you want the ProMotion display, you want the smoother display, you want better battery life, it still could be very worth it for you to upgrade. But you can see right there in the gaming department, we're way in already to the home screen here first. Whereas with the XS Max, we're still waiting on this device. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it there, and there goes the iPhone XS Max. Let's go into Dead Trigger 2, and let's see which one can get there first. And the XS Max was actually faster. Let's hit play. To that home screen, you can see now we have the iPhone 13 Pro Max said, "Shut up, Nick. I'm quicker than you, my guy." Let's go over here to Geekbench 5, and you can see that the iPhone 13 Pro Max was ahead there. So pretty good overall performance, I would say, for the XS Max, but definitely faster for the 13 Pro Max, which is what we would want to see. I thought it was going to be even, but really it's not. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is a couple seconds here and there faster on pretty much all the applications besides your basic everyday Apple applications up here. We're now in iMovie, and this is a 2-minute clip here. I believe this might be in 4K, not exactly sure. I'll go ahead and show you the render, but you can see the iPhone XS Max does look a little choppier, mostly due to its non-ProMotion display. We'll go ahead and hit done here on both of them, and we'll go ahead and export both of these devices really quickly here. I'll hit save video, and you'll see which one can do this export a bit quicker. So I'll be back when they are done. It looks like the iPhone 13 Pro Max is already in the lead, but I'll be back when they are done. And so you see the iPhone 13 Pro Max did win out that test by a pretty substantial margin here. And that would go to show even more performance when you do go ahead and do this. Like if you were to do both of these two on, a little bit of a longer video or even in LumaFusion, the iPhone 13 Pro Max would be the better experience. So if you're in the more heavier use like that, like video editing, I would definitely recommend you go ahead and do this upgrade. You'll be happy. We are at almost 3 gigahertz here, well 2.49 on the clock speed for the A12 Bionic, over 3 gigahertz here for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, so it has a higher clock speed on that CPU as well. So we're gonna go ahead and run this benchmark. Actually, I gotta do it at the same time, hold on. We're gonna go ahead and run this benchmark, and I'll be back when they are done. And here we are in iOS 15.2, Geekbench 5, you can see the iPhone 13 Pro Max with a massive lead over the iPhone XS Max in at least the multi-core. In single core, 600 points, but in the multi-core, a massive lead over the iPhone XS Max. So at the end of the day, you can see we have the reduced notch up there, the reduced bezels, the squared body, a massive update to the camera, but overall these phones are pretty similar to use day to day. Big screens, big OLED displays, smooth iOS experience on both. They are both, running essentially the same camera software as well, just you have a few extra modes here on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and you got similar modes though here on the iPhone XS Max. At the end of the day, if you do this upgrade, it's definitely going to be very felt. Not so much in speed though. After doing the speed test, I think that you'll just notice more so that smoother ProMotion display. But iPhone 13 Pro Max is better in pretty much every other way if you do want to make the upgrade. But at the same time, if you don't want to make the upgrade, the iPhone XS Max is a very functional, usable phone here in 2021, even heading into 2022. I would use this all the way through the year of next year and wait for the 14 if you're not somebody who's thirsty to upgrade right now or in the mood to upgrade. You're gonna be fine. But if you do, Apple's got something that's pretty much upgraded all the way around. Let me know your thoughts down below on the iPhone 13 Pro Max versus the iPhone XS Max in the comments section. Your experience, have you had either? Did you do an upgrade? Did you not? Did you care? Did you not? Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well. I will catch you all in the very next episode, and peace.